I don't know how you do it. I put together some really impressive deals. But this thing you've pulled off, it's amazing. A big and tasty for just $1? How do you do it? What's your secret?
Got a buck? You're in luck. Because you can get a delicious beefy big and tasty, a McChicken sandwich, and lots of your other favorites on McDonald's Dollar Menu every day.
Together, Grimace, we could own this town.
I worked at McDonald's.
She never worked at McDonald's.
I did the French fries, and I did the ice cream.
I've now worked for 15 minutes more than Kamala. She never worked here. Because she's lying, Kamala.
According to polls, Donald Trump is leading by double digits with men. Would you like lies with that?
Should Kamala Harris be put on that apron and have done the same exact thing? I say yes, yes.
What's going on, guys? We got to talk about Donald Trump epically trolling the hell out of Kamala Harris. Hilariously, we got to follow up because there's been a lot of reaction to this where Donald Trump's effectively trying to troll the heck out of Kamala because he knows that she has never worked at a McDonald's a day in her life. She keeps saying, I grew up in a middle-class family. I worked at McDonald's. I was raised right here in the United States. None of these things are true, which the last one maybe is a half-truth because she grew up in Oakland for a little bit of her childhood before moving to Canada, okay? But Kamala Harris is a liar and a fraud, and she's being exposed hilariously by Donald Trump, okay? And the fake news is having a fit about this. But there's some folks who it seems like just had to admit that this wasn't so bad for Donald Trump. Actually, this was quite good optics, okay? Like, this makes him look good. And some folks at CNN and TYT couldn't deny it anymore.
I have to say, when I first saw that image of Trump kind of hanging out the drive-through window, a part of me thought, wow, is that real? I never thought he would do something like that. The Trump that we saw in 1999 in that old ad is the one that was much more familiar to me. Like, look, we're going to run this town, right? Like someone who owns a McDonald's, not someone who works in one. I mean, clearly they have a strategy to try to appeal to working class voters, try to, twist the knife on Harris. But I still found these images to be jarring.
Well, part of what is so striking about them is that he's not trying to not be Donald Trump. Like some politicians go and they try to dress up as somebody they're not. He's still got the red tie. He's still so clearly himself. And I think this was an unbelievably smart move because one thing that has differentiated Donald Trump from other really wealthy politicians is that he has never been seen as the aloof, the billionaire who would never deign to hang out with the commoners. Like, he has always sort of portrayed himself as, I'm the rich guy who doesn't really like the other rich guys. I'm one of you. And this is part of this. I think this was insanely smart.
So those are the optics. And I do think, look, I don't know if it's going to make much of a difference in the election overall, but I do think that those are the types of images that the Trump campaign wants to put out there because it is good optics for Trump. It makes him seem relatable.
On the optics of it, he's telling people he loves them. He's doing a normal person's job. You're just seeing video after video of Trump doing those fries, etc. So when the Democrats or mainstream media says, doesn't he look ridiculous? A lot of Americans think, no, he looks like me. Why? Do you think I look ridiculous when I'm working at McDonald's?
That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
Right?
You're right, yeah.
So that's why, don't do that. If you said to me, should Kamala Harris be put on that apron and have done the same exact thing? I say, yes, yes, that would have been great. By the way, if Kamala Harris had done it, the right wing would go, oh, that's so fake, man, fake news, McDonald's was closed. What the hell is so fake? When Trump does it, they're like, yes, he's such an average guy. Can anyone else in this country be unbiased other than the Young Turks audience? So it's a great photo op.
Now that's not gonna stop the cackling hens of The View and Tampon Tim Walz from hating like they always do, just sipping on some haterade each and every single day and trying to say that any and everything Donald Trump does is bad and everything that Kamala Harris does, be it farting, lying, whatever, is great. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at Tampon Tim's and the cackling hens reaction.
15 days to go. And this race, according to polls, is effectively tied. In fact, according to polls, Donald Trump is leading by double digits with men. Surely it can't be because he's talking about Arnold Palmer's package or.
Well, it's because there's no actual bias here. People want an economy that works. They don't want wars all over the place, and they want a closed border. Most of the women, be it people that I know personally, people on the internet, they're voting for Kamala Harris really for no reason. They're just saying, well, she's a woman of color, symbolism, it's going to be historic, and just give a woman a chance. Like, these ridiculously stupid things. Okay, I sincerely believe that these are stupid reasons. Okay, these are the reasons why they say that we should support Kamala. Abortion rights, right? As if you can't go and get an abortion in the majority of states right now. They act as though Republicans have got an abortion bill right on the floor right now, ready to just ban it across the nation, right? Matter of fact, across the globe, no abortions ever. Otherwise, you're going to jail. That's what some of these ridiculous, these sad women act like.
Frying fries at McDonald's.
I'll never be able to drink that again, Arnold Palmer.
Not to mention going to McDonald's. Would you like lies with that? But anyways, what do you think?
Anna, that's so old. That's so tired. We've all heard that. Would you like lies with that? Come on, you can't come up with something more original.
It's going on with men.
Yeah, well.
And what do you tell them?
Well, as Vice President says, we have a responsibility to earn the votes from everyone and not make the assumption that men or women are going to be with us. I hear oftentimes about the black community. Why would we assume that they were with us unless we're putting out proposals that positively impact their life? And I think
I mean, yeah, you telling me you guys just now figured that out, like less than 20 days before the election? If you don't give any incentive, then people are going to drop off. Eventually, people are going to be like, wait a minute, this group doesn't care about me. The Democrats rely on women because there's more women registered to vote, one. Two, more women show up to vote. So they feel like, well, we don't need the men to really win anything, so we're just not going to focus on them. Then when it looks like they're going to lose the election because of men or black men or whatever, then all of a sudden they want to have a meltdown and try to figure everything out at the last damn minute. But what you should have been doing is focusing on men and black men and any other constituency prior to the election. Then there'll be some sense of legitimate loyalty and feeling like, hey, these people done something for me, I'm doing something for them. But since you didn't do that, you fail.
Vice President Harris and I grew up middle class. We understand that. She actually worked in a McDonald's. She didn't go and pander and disrespect McDonald's workers by standing there in your red tie and take a picture. His policies are the ones that undermine those very workers that were in that McDonald's, whether it's home ownership, health care, reproductive rights, or cost of products. So there's more work to be done.
I mean, I'd say by having millions of illegal immigrants become legal, that undermines the job market, if you ask me. That undermines the wages. That undermines a lot of different things. So it's ironic that you can call out Trump and say that he's somehow undermining these workers, but you don't seem to care about what you're doing to the labor market by trying to make potentially anywhere between 11 million to 20 million, maybe more, illegal immigrants legal in this country. Millions more people for us to compete with for jobs and resources.
And the fact that these people are accusing him of a stage-managed thing, of course the president has to have security because there have been 2 attempts on his life in the last 8 weeks. He can't just walk into a McDonald's and sign a W-9 and actually go on the payroll. That's just not how this works, especially given the security threats on his life. But look, he was interacting with people. He was talking to the employees. He was giving people food. And he was just being, I think, what he does best, which is just being among the people, talking to them about what they care about. He showed, I think, genuine interest in the employees and their lives and where they came from and what they were actually doing in their job. And that's something you can't stage and you can't fake. That is just the genuine person that Donald Trump is. And it's why I think a lot of working people, even though, of course, he's a successful real estate billionaire, have this emotional connection to Donald Trump. You can't make up that kind of connection. Unfortunately, Kamala Harris has tried and failed. And I think it's why her campaign is flailing a little bit right now, is because she goes into Sheets and does 4 takes of her buying Doritos. Donald Trump just goes into McDonald's and he is who he is, and people love him.
Birthday.
It's Kamala's birthday?
She's turning
60 years old?
Do you want to say anything?
Yes, I would say happy birthday, Kamala. She's turning 60.
Did you get her some fries?
I think I'll get her some flowers.
Why not debate her
Maybe
again?
I'll get her some fries. You're right, that might be. I'll give her some McDonald's. I'll get her a McDonald's hamburger.
Thank you.
No, it is her birthday. It is true, right?
I saw
Happy
this
birthday,
video.
Kamala. Happy birthday.
Why
See
not
you later.
debate
Bye.
her
Thank you,
again? Thanks,
everybody.
Brad.
I'm going to spare myself and you guys the headache of listening to the entire broadcast of the Cackling Hens here, because I know these women can be quite nauseating. But as expected, of course, they were going to say negative stuff about Donald Trump and try to deteriorate and diminish his accomplishment here, going to McDonald's and trolling the hell out of Kamala Harris, because they know deep down, I believe that they know that Kamala Harris lied about McDonald's. They know that she's lying about a lot of stuff, but like a lot of members of the fake news, these cackling hens have become nothing more than propaganda arms of the Democrat Party. They would gladly lie if they believe that it's going to win them the election and accomplish what their goal is to win Kamala Harris the election. It's not to make sure that the economy is straight and that people can afford better places to live, afford their rent, afford houses, lower the credit card debt, stay out of wars. Like, they don't really care about any of that stuff. Like, these are primarily a bunch of older, bitter women who only care about themselves at the end of the day. Whoopi Goldberg has on numerous occasions talked about how she's a very selfish person, okay? So if somebody tells you something like that, you need to go ahead and believe them. No pun intended, but I believe that they are just kind of salty like them McDonald's fries, because Donald Trump has yet again outsmarted them, and it seems as though a lot of things have just went horrendously for the Democrats. A big chunk of this election season, especially these last few months, it seems like they can't win for lose. Like, they just cannot get ahead. And after that false, phony behind, uplifting honeymoon period perpetuated by the fake news and the Oprah Winfreys of the world, it seems like no matter how many celebrities they keep throwing out, they just cannot get ahead in the polls. They can't understand why men who you have beaten and berated for being terrible human beings, for caring about roughhousing and wanting to be masculine and strong, they can't understand why this group of people doesn't support Tampon Tim Walz, Mr. Tampon's in the boys' bathroom. Okay, these people are confused. Okay, these people can't understand why the guy who took the bullet is preferential to the woman who lied about working at McDonald's. These people are stupid, they're dumb, they're slow, and they're just never gonna get it. That's why Trump is kicking Kamala Harris's ass in this election, and it'll all be over soon. Then we can have fun laughing at their daily meltdowns at everything Trump says and does for the next 4 years. Probably even beyond that. As long as this man's alive, they're just gonna be on Trump derangement probably for the rest of their lives. A sad and pathetic existence, but it's one they chose for themselves. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate y'all watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
That is my president. Do you work at a McDonald's?
It's Cap and you know it. I'm a whole ass move. You lying ass bitch.